All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the premiere of the Skyward Sword Any% TAS, made by our lovely community member, Darmabi. Hope you guys are all excited for this today. Um, for this TAS premiere that we have some lovely people commentating with us. So if we want to go down the list here, why don't we start with you, Darmabi, author of the TAS?
Hey, so I'm Darmabi. I made this task, and I'm also a Wii runner of this game.
And Mini Mini?
Hi, I run this game sometimes, and I discovered an important trick that makes this run possible, so I'm here.
And last but not least, Copernicus.
Hey, yeah. Me and Aether put together the route. And I discovered some of the tricks the route uses. So we're very glad to be able to showcase this task with these lovely people here.
Yeah, Pepper and Azer are basically the back in time knowledge houses. This route was definitely made possible because of them. But yeah, so I guess when did you start working on this task, Darmabi?
So I started working on this in December of last year, but I didn't work on this every day. I basically, when I have time, I advance a bit, and um normally like once or twice every week.
Okay, so yeah, fair bit of effort over a long period of time. Do you remember like the exact date that you finished?
Um, I believe it was like August 15.
Okay, so just about a week ago.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess I didn't ask this beforehand to see if you knew, but do you know what the re-record count on the task was? If you had paid attention to that at all while tassing it.
Uh, you mean like the timer?
No, so basically it's the amount of times that you like hit reload save state. So it's not the total time of the task, but
Oh,
it's
I don't know.
okay. Yeah, just figured I'd ask because that's a statistic that uh task people like to know about. But that's okay. But yeah, so for those of you who have watched Skyward Sword speedruns before, you'll know all this technical info. But you know, this run's going to be done on the Japanese version of the game. It is going to start with hero mode files in slots 1 and 2, the same way that the typical any% speedrun does. And it will, of course, involve a lot of back in time shenanigans that I hope you guys are all excited for.
And it should be noted that this is the first task, fully task, for any category of this game. Because it has been for quite a while quite hard to make tests possible, which is makes it even more impressive that Damabi took the time to go through the more difficult ways of tasking with motion controls and whatnot. So thank you for that.
Yeah, the task tools arrived on May of 2010, 2023, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And I guess for reference, the RTA world record for this game is 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 38 seconds by Thunderbolt. And Mini Mini actually made a LOTAD for this game not too long ago that came out to 51 minutes and 13 seconds. So we will be seeing something even faster than that today.
It has to be said that the Thunderbolt record is pretty good, pretty darn good. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thunderbolt's crazy.
um,
But yeah, so
And yeah,
without further ado, I believe we are ready to start the playback. So we will begin in three, two, one, go. Hopefully, Darmami did not hit anything while tassing this game, as the game suggests you do not do.
That would be terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tasks always start from loading up the game instead of like how you normally start in RTA run. But now it starts like a normal RTA run.
All right, good luck.
Yeah, good luck, Darmabi.
Yeah, hope we get good RNG.
That would be nice.
Frame perfect cutscene skips.
Holding the 2 button.
Nice break slide right away. Very
Yeah,
good,
what was
very
that?
Talking to Fledge to set up some flags for all the back in time shenanigans that will start. God, forgot how slow the loading is on the Wii version compared to HD.
good. Especially some loads.
Yeah, so this part of the game is, just kind of going through what we have to. Talking to Fledge is not required back there, but we did it because we want to specifically set up flags for the game to track. One of the flags that the game tracks is having talked to Fledge there, and that will be important later on.
Yep. Another thing that we don't have to do, but we'll still do, is save the cat. And clearly only because we love cats, but also because we like the flag of the cat.
So we're starting to see a bit of break sliding, which is a TAS movement technique that will be extensively used.
Yeah, so basically, any time that Link goes up a slope, it's usually better to break slide if you can. The inputs for break sliding are basically you target and then hold very slightly outside of the dead zone on the control stick so that Link begins doing this backwards shuffling animation while going forward, just like this. Also, of course, we have to save our game, just in case something bad happens, we have a save point that we can use here.
Yeah.
Another good thing about break slide is that it doesn't use stamina, so for longer movements sections, it's also nice to break slide.
And we have the infamous killing post. Is the killing
Yeah.
post going to kill the run? So far, it's not looking good. We took 4 hearts of
Yeah.
damage.
Even Path can't escape the killing post.
That's unfortunate. Oh, wait, maybe he'll fall into the void? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's actually a good thing. That's faster death.
Yep. This is very precise.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, and also, in TAS, you can frame perfectly do back in time, which skips the continue selection sound effect. So every time you see back in time in this game, it is going to be silent on that one effect. That means that you did it frame perfectly. Yeah, so for those who may not be familiar with Skyward Sword, this is back in time. This is basically being able to play around on the title screen. And it was triggered by hitting continue on the game over screen and then hitting reset on the game console. Or in this case, virtually on Dolphin, hitting reset. There's a lot of very funny things that you can do in Back in Time that are also very useful for speedrunning. So the first thing that Darmabi did there was he did a bit save. Basically, he just saved his first file to the title screen map, which is a special version of Skyloft that is useful to be on. And he's going to go in here and pick up the Goddess Sword in Back in Time.
Yes. So the first thing we want to see here is what's called an RVM. And it's reverse bit magic. We'll learn what bit magic is, but we'll learn what reverse bit magic is first. Basically, we want to get the Farron pillar onto our real file. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the action in Back in Time and then start right before the game, set the Farron pillar to be on this Back in Time state. And then it will be put onto our file. And we do this because right after Farron Pillar usually would go into getting a tunic and stuff, which would be bad for us because that would lock us out of getting the Loftwing. So This way, we basically escape that whole sequence by starting our file, but still getting the Farron pillar.
And just to be clear, the times that Darmabi has been starting the file beforehand have not been for the RBM. Those have been to speed up load times in Back in Time. This is the actual time that we're starting the file for doing the reverse bit magic.
Yeah, the more early you start it, the more the loads get cut up.
Yep.
So we want to start it frame perfectly.
Yeah, and here can you see we're now on the layer that Gymnast talked about, which has an open statue, so we can just enter it and actually get the sword, because we only get the thing that happens right after the starting of a file. Everything before that, as you can see, we don't get. We didn't get the sword or anything else. So we have to get that also to like cut the ropes and get into the waterfall cave.
And as Pepper mentioned earlier, that's actually very useful because we want to only have the Farron pillar on our file right now. We don't want to have any of the stuff that would come after getting the Farron pillar that the game normally tries to make you do.
And as we see there, the emerald tablet has already been placed, because the game remembered what we did after we started our file. Now we get the first cutscene after the tutorial.
Yep. So a lot of this part is just more movement. In a regular speedrun, of course, with the way stamina works, you would basically want to reuse the last quarter of the stamina meter over and over again, but because this is TAS, we're just kind of putting a lot of brake sliding in there anyway, and it's more like reusing the last eighth to just get more brake slides over and over again.
Yeah. And usually you would run to use less stamina, but since we can break slide, rolling is technically faster, even though it uses more stamina. So we'll always roll or break slide, unless it's like very, very specific. And thanks to Venic, we also found that you can like go into like see up mode and break slide around like corners and stuff, which looks really cool.
Yeah, so as you can see, when there is an upslope, we want to brake slide, and when there is a downslope, we want to roll to get a speed boost.
That beautiful see up, break slide around the corner. Very fancy.
For anyone familiar with the RTA 80% speedrun, you'll notice normally they would go into a house while going towards the cave, but the TAS did not do that. It's going to do something else later.
Yep, you don't need to pay a visit to id.
Also, nice brake slide here while getting damaged by the chew.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Forgot about that.
Brake slides preserve speed no matter what, so even with the chew on, we're still at full speed.
E.
Yeah.
Yeah, shoutouts to the file name T, been used in pretty much all Skyward Sword speedrunners hero mode files for over 10 years at this point.
Yep.
I mean, it's for a TAS, obviously.
Oh yeah, of course. Alright, so here, we're going to do a save and quit, because we're actually going to be copying file 1 to file 3, I believe. Yep, just like that, there we go. Because we actually want to set up a very specific scenario here. We want to be able to trigger a specific phi text in the sky, but we want to be able to do it without actually having a loft wing. Also, that was a very precise cutscene skip that just happened right there. On the way over to rescuing the loft wing here.
Nice.
So file 3 is going to be sort of a save for the time being that does not have the loft wing saved, but we're going to do fancy back in time shenanigans to get that file into the sky without having saved the Loftwing on it so that we can then get the specific phi text that we want.
So in order to call a Loftwing while on Skyloft, you need to have saved the Loftwing, which is why we're doing the tutorial right now, which is going to give us that exact thing. And with that, we can call a Loftwing and technically load the sky. But we're gonna be always getting into this tutorial layer as we're right now, as the game realizes where we're at. But the file that hasn't rescued a Loftwing, the game doesn't check for that, and then it'll load a different sky layer, which is what we're going to use.
Alright, so here we have the Wing Ceremony cutscene skip. We're going to save first, and then Darmabi's going to do a side hop out of the cutscene trigger here. Or a front hop,
Front
sorry.
Yeah.
My mistake.
There's actually 2 frames where we have control of Link before the cutscene. One of them is used to change the angle, and the second one we up.
Yeah, it was very
Nice.
good. Alright, Pepper, you want to explain this one?
Yes, complicated back in time coming up. We want to get our file into the sky, and for that, that's the reason we have 2 hero mode files. Because in order to get on our Loftwing in the sky, we have to get like a normal load into the sky. Otherwise, we'll like land somewhere else. And for that, we have to do a file duping here. So we have selected file 2, so the game thinks we have selected file 2, and then we save. But before that, we have to open the title screen, which loaded the information of the lowest file. And now the game is like, oh, okay, information of lowest file on file 2. So we have basically, before Loftwing is on file 2. And then we save file 1, which then allows us to call a Loftwing. Yes, very complicated. So now we can call a Loftwing. And file 2, which has the information of file 3, and we started like a new game file, which will cause a normal load, and we are just normally loading into the sky. That's all what we wanted to do.
Yep.
Very convoluted, but that's all we wanted to do.
Just to
And
get
with
around
the file that has not saved the Loftwing.
Yeah, all of that just to get around the fact that we don't want to call our Loftwing.
Yep.
Alright, so
And
this
this
is the
phi
phi
trigger.
trigger. Yeah. When you activate this phi trigger, you now get the ability to dive off of your Loftwing. Not call your Loftwing, just dive off of your Loftwing. And now that we got the trigger, we're going to use this Gwei to get a game over. Also, reminder, Darmabi, do not perform back in time off of this one. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Very nice way, RNG.
And once
Another
again,
time, cutscene skip.
yeah, the cutscene trigger is still there, so we got to do that again.
Yes, and now we can dive in the Loftwing tutorial. You should be able to do that. You should get that after the Wing Ceremony cutscene, or at this phi trigger. But we cheated, so we can do it now.
We went back in time.
Exactly. And now we can actually see the Farron pillars right there. Usually there is an invisible barrier preventing us from getting there, but that's just for the Loftwing and not for Link. So once we jump off our Loftwing, we can just get past the barrier and fly into Farron. And get into Farron before getting our tunic.
Yep. Shoutouts to TAS forward diving here. We're going to intentionally take 4 hearts of damage on that zipper, because, surprise, surprise, we're going to be doing back in time just a few more times during this run.
Yeah.
Um,
And just get on this stone for as short as possible.
Yeah, that was a nice animation cancel. Landing on the very edge and then jumping off immediately.
So yeah, we basically now have a file that can dive and go into the Loftwing tutorial layer in the sky, which is very nice. And that has a Farron pillar. So these are going to be very specific things we're going to need. So in order in back in time, we can't get everywhere because some places crash. So this setup right here allows us to get to everywhere where we need to go. And we're going to see that in action very soon.
yeah,
Because back in time.
he's dead.
He's dead.
Oh no.
But yeah, basically the Loftwing tutorial layer of the sky is the only layer that does not crash in Back in Time, which is why it's very important that we now have a file set up that loads that layer in Back in Time when we fly into the sky.
Yep. It's just the sky is so big, you know, and the Lofting tutorial is the one that has the least things
Yeah.
loaded. And so it is possible for us to load them back in time.
Also, Darmabi bonked into that tree right there because doing that opens up these gates here. We're
That
then
is a big
going
magic.
to save file 2 at these coordinates right here, bit save file 2, because we're actually going to take Back in Time all the way to the Skyview Temple, which is the first temple that we have to do in the run.
Yes. It's still unfortunate these two very, very complicated back in times are so early. All these things are getting combined together, even though we haven't seen like the single versions of it yet. But yeah, we
so-
kind of keep these statue coordinates for later.
So Darmabi immediately jumped off of the Loftwing there, because when tasked, you can just immediately dive all the way to the pillar without voiding out.
Yeah,
here
there
in the
is
sky.
just enough distance
Oh.
to be able to go there in one go.
That is so close.
It looks scary. And yeah, that's the whole reason we set it up, so we can dive into the Farron Pill. So we're back in time in Farron, which was only possible because of that specific file setup we had. And also, talking to Fledge was very important, because that's going to put this log down here. And that allows us to just skip all of the sealed ground. So basically what happens when you select a file, it will load that information and correspond it to the area you're in. And each area has their overlapping flags. So Ledge, for example, in Skyloft means something else in Farron, like that log.
So here the route will diverge a bit from RTA runs
For sure.
because we're going to use some task-only tricks to go through the Farron woods faster.
Yeah, so here we got this precise jump that we can use here to skip having to go around the long way.
I wonder who found that.
And then here there's another jump that we're gonna do to skip over a phi trigger that attempts to prevent you from like going further into Farron Woods, but it's just very easy to get around that jump. You can easily do RTA.
Stamina management. It's great.
Yeah, you don't need to. You just go to Blake Slam. Yeah, so normally we would have the flag for having the vine down, but that's awfully slow. So we decide we're TAS, so we're gonna do something cooler. And it all starts with pushing this poor Boko, who's done nothing wrong. We still have to use him.
This trick is actually not task only. It's possible to do it pretty consistently if you practice.
Yeah.
It is made
But,
harder though by the fact that Back in Time is active.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And also, you know, we can't move as fast through Farron Woods, so there's some benefits for the other way. But yeah.
That's great. So I mentioned earlier, the skipped going into a house that is normally done RTA. That trick is needed to do that.
So the
Also, we
crystal here got
just-
activated because we saved the Ramlet, which corresponds to this crystal, luckily. And
Yeah.
all we wanted is go into Skyview. And with the coordinates of the statue that we saved at file 2, coordinates applied to Skyview, puts us right in the middle of Skyview. Very nice.
Yeah, and so this is a reverse bit warp that we just did with the statue coordinates. So because we didn't enter Skyview in the room that the game expected, a lot of things are unloaded, which thankfully includes a set of bars that would have prevent us from going this way normally. But it also includes a rope that we want to traverse across, so we instead have to go into this room and kill this Staldra to reload the area. But thankfully TAS makes quick work of that.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the infamously scary spider jump coming up here.
Yep.
Oof, okay. Thought you weren't gonna make that.
Nice break line. corner. Now we have to get this Boko down. Unfortunately, he's quite tenacious.
When you do the first-person break slides like that, I assume there's like a limit on how fast you can turn because it uses the motion controls and not the pointer.
Yeah, it's like the same turn speed as when you just don't break slide, when you just activate CF.
Yeah.
And also first person break slide goes a bit slower than regular break slide.
Yeah, so there's definitely a trade-off to like using it or not then.
Also, those vines were crazy.
Yeah, yeah. These vines are
Need to
very
adjust.
tricky to
Especially
get work.
this one.
Yeah.
It's
I saw that
insane.
for the first time and did not think it was gonna work. Also H.
Yeah, same age.
And the crazy
look-
fast boss key.
It looks so far away, these points.
Alright, so Darmabi, you want to explain what we're gonna see with Girahim 1 here?
Yes, for this fight, we're going to see a pretty weird combat technique. So we're going to start a slash and immediately cancel it with a spin attack, but the slash still had time to land. So with this, we can get extremely quick hits. As you can see, you have like 3 hits almost instantly. And it seems to only work on Giraim because, like on any other enemies, the spin attack would only hit once because there are some like invincibility frames or some stuff like that. And with that, we can finish the fight in like 10 seconds, the second phase.
No darts.
Yep.
Pretty fast.
Yeah, hearing playing all almighty, even though he got completely destroyed.
Girahim could never handle the slash spin attack cancels.
These are not Fate Shield Bash, these are just like you start a slash and then shake the nunchuck it. The game says, oh, you want to do a spin attack, not a slash, so it starts to do a spin attack instead, but the slash already started.
Yeah, no hard container for us.
Going risky.
Yep. Spoiler, it wouldn't even help if we get it, but you know.
Yeah.
I actually considered it to maybe be faster because like we have to heal at some point,
Yeah, true.
but unfortunately it loses too much time to activate back in time after this temple.
So up to this point, the run has been basically the same as RTA, except the trick to enter deep woods. But it's gonna change a little bit here. Basically from here to the end, it's gonna change.
Yes, we did Skyview because we need to go to Elden, but from now on we need to find a different way to the end than any percent.
Yeah, because
And
RTA
first-
any percent. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
It's just RTA any percent is basically just get to Lanayru as fast as possible and then do stuff in Lanayru, but this route is you just have to get to Elden.
And also you need the ability to hit these Skyward, these cubes. Goddess cubes, that's a name. And you can only do that when you hit the first one for some reason. Don't ask me why. That's how the game devs did it. And that's why we had to talk to Machi. But you know, talking to Machi is always nice, so can't be mad about that.
So
Now we
take
can
out
hit
your mental notepad and write down Goddess Cube.
Yep. Because it's a strange thing. Yeah, normally there would be like a Goron talking to you when you hit the Goddess Cube, but since we have finished Skyview, he's gone. So the game is just for a moment freezes and then continues on. And now back in time.
once again doing bit magic, bonking the tree after selecting, I think that was file 1, to then open up the gates here, so we don't have to void out every time.
And now we're going to place the Elden tablet, and now we actually want a tunic because for certain triggers to be available to us that we really need, we need a tunic. So we're gonna use that chance. Whenever you place a pillar, the game hasn't played the tunic cutscene yet, it will play the tunic cutscene. So even though this is the second pillar we place, the first one we skipped, cutscene would happen afterwards. Since we never watched the cutscene, it will play after the Elden Pillar cutscene played, and we get the tunic. Very nice.
Yeah, the cutscene that's going to happen after this one is actually kind of glitched. If you don't skip it, it just kind of soft locks indefinitely. Because I believe we're on the wrong layer of the map here. Yeah.
Yeah.
The camera is just at the origin of the map. But thankfully we can skip it, so we don't have to worry about that.
Your mode. But we don't want to do the whole getting pouch thing and everything. We don't need that. So we're gonna just get out of here, get to our other file. That's the one that is we copied at the start of the Skyview RBW. Which is the file that has all the requirements for getting into the sky with diving. And the Sealed Grounds, which is gonna be important later on.
This battling time will be very short.
Yeah.
Make sure you do not miss it. Don't blink. So, what we're gonna do? And we did it. Woo!
Woo!
I blinked.
God damn it, Mini.
Gotta do some shopping.
Yeah. No, just browsing. Just browsing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing there was helpful for the TAS, so we didn't buy anything.
Yeah, just checking. You know, maybe they like get something crazy there.
A potion would be useful, but we don't have the adventure approach, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or any rupees. but-
yes. Also,
Yeah, so we're going to Elden now. So what we did there is not an RBW, but with a save prompt, so we just entered normally. We could just get to Elden. It's just quicker than trying any other way to get to Elden.
Yeah, 'cause
And actually, we're
normally-
gonna have some normal gameplay.
Yeah. Normally you'd have to, like, get the pouch, and then you'd have to go through this, like, really long phi text when going on the stairs after the academy, so the reverse bit warp skips all that.
So the reason we actually have to go through this part, if you have seen ever speedruns, you might be surprised where you get this way and this like all these ways to avoid this that you may or may not have seen. But actually, we need to get to a specific statue. So there's a few things we need to do in Elden. We need to get to 2 certain entrances for a very cool trick, and one of them is landing at a statue, and the other one is getting out of a cave. And first, we're gonna do the landing at a statue. On our way, we're gonna also blow up this rock. Get a nice rupee here, which is just the flag in Sealed Grounds for opening the doors to us, so we can just go through the front door into Sealed Temple, which we're gonna use very soon.
Alright, and
So,
we're
yeah.
done here in Elden. Time to go to the sky.
Yep, nice.
Time to go beat the game.
Let's beat Skykeep, I think, right? I think that's the next thing we should do.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's near the end of the game.
Yeah, that seems to make sense. Yeah, okay. Let's try to do that right now.
Wait. I think isn't there like a dungeon in Elden? I think you should turn around and go and do that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think you might be right. I think Fi is telling us about that.
yeah, I think
Oh,
Link
yeah,
forgot his bombs.
Oh.
You have to go back.
All right. We'll remember the Skykeep thing, but let's go back to Elden for now. So yeah, what we're actually doing is landing at the statue we just got. As you can see, it's actually the only statue. and gives us a certain entrance, which is going to be very important because we're going to be able to call that entrance on a different map entirely, which is going to allow us to get a very interesting outcome. But for that, we have to do back in time shenanigans, because there we can start files, so we can overwrite a load process and just tell it to load a different entrance. Very powerful.
Nice death,
Oh,
by
very
the way.
nice. Yep.
Thanks for Azar to have shown me this. To have shown me this.
Yeah, dying in lava is faster than dying on the ground, so that's why we did that there.
All right. Again, a little bit complicated, but getting to the point is quite easy. So we've seen now saving your file with the Loftwing allows you to call the Loftwing. So we're gonna do that. Get our Loftwing, and then we're gonna fly into Farron again, because we actually want to trigger a specific cutscene that should be only available very late into the game. But because of a trick called cutscene wrong warping, we're able to wrong warp into a cutscene that we should not be able to get to at this point. And that cutscene plays in the sealed temple, so we're gonna fly to the sealed temple now. And there we're gonna go for a specific fade out. And that's only possible because we got the tunic. The tunic allows us to trigger that event talking to Impa. And what we're looking at is a fade out where we can start while it's happening. Usually in loads like this, the game will prevent you at a certain time to start the game. And this fade out we're going to allows us to start a file at any time. And also, just after the game, just before the game wants to load an entrance. So the idea is the game is like, okay, I want to load this entrance, and then we're like, no, I'm gonna start this file right now, and then it's gonna put the entrance on our file, which is landing at the statue, which is entrance 6. And it's gonna load whatever information is connected to entrance 6, which is a cutscene. And then we can just get that flag from this cutscene.
Yeah, because that cutscene we can skip.
Yep.
And by skipping that cutscene,
there we go.
Just like that, happens very quickly. We reverse bit warp into it and get the effects of it. So it doesn't look like much happened there when we spawned in, but what that actually was is that was the cutscene that normally plays after you beat Skykeep.
Yeah.
In the sealed temple.
So we have officially beaten Skykeep now.
Nice.
Yep. As I said, I thought that's the next thing we want to do, So, did it. Unfortunately, we got the slingshot, nothing. We just...
Having to watch this is funny.
Yeah. We can do this cool thing. Just skip walking around. Just somewhat precise bomb throw to hit the thing on the other side.
It was very fast.
But yeah,
Get a nice jump slash in here to avoid the ground.
Yep. As you can see with this powerful trick and access to the sealed temple where a lot of important cutscenes are, we are able to get quite the progression on our file without doing much. But the problem is getting the exact requirements for this trick to work. Unfortunately, it isn't a free get whatever you want card. You have to be at the right entrance and the right room. And that's sometimes a little difficult. And luckily Elden has all the things we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that trick to watch the cutscene after Skykeep basically lets you enter the Horde fight, but we still have to find a way to get to the what's it called? The Hylios Temple.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Gate of Time is not there.
Also, yeah, here we're just
gonna
doing
use back in time to go to the past at some point.
Yeah. Here's just more break slide assisted normal gameplay. We actually got the digging mitts, which is actually required for a trick coming up soon.
Yeah, as you might have noticed, we don't have to B-wheel, and we won't get any B-wheel items because we can't anymore. But we will get something like dig emits, because that doesn't require to be wheel, just an option to dig up.
So
holes.
very important trick here.
Ah,
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
Run is not valid unless Link runs around in circles here, so good job.
Gotta do it. Worth the cost.
Yeah, so now our next goal is we want to get up to where the entrance to the Earth Temple is. Despite the fact that we will not actually be going into the Earth Temple, but there's a very important thing that we're going to do there.
Unfortunately, we can't break slide up these sandy slopes. To actually run up and use our stamina like normal people. Very, very sad.
Yeah, unfortunately, trying to break slide up the sandy slopes just causes you to fall down. Nice sideways break slide there.
They have to wait here.
Yeah, unfortunately we can't break slide on the slope because if Link is not running, the game you just slide off.
Very sad.
And we got the Just Saying cutscene.
Just saying. Alright, so coming up is like the reason that I'm here. So we need to do another cutscene wrong walk later, and we're going to need another specific entrance to be able to do it. And there is a cave up here, and we want to enter and exit the cave to save that entrance. But it's very out of the way to get to that cave, and we normally have no way to do it until way later in the game. So we're going to use some tricks called lava hops. So in this area, there's some lava, and normally when Link jumps into lava, he takes damage and voids out. Now, in this game, there are some short cutscenes, like blowing up a rock or hitting a goddess cube, and if Link jumps onto lava during one of those cutscenes, he has 1 frame to perform a jump after the cutscene ends. So you can jump off the lava, and that's called a lava hop. So right there, he just blew up that rock, and then he spoke to the statue at the same frame that the cutscene started, and he's doing it again here. And what that did is it prevented the cutscene from playing until the camera faces towards the rock. So right now, he just cancelled 2 different rock blowing up cutscenes from playing, and if he faces the camera towards them, then the cutscenes will play. So he has to be very careful of where he places his camera right now. And then this is the Boko out of bounds. And we're running up here, and the cave is just below here. So he jumps down, activates the first rock cutscene, and then he's going to do a lava hop, which is going to be a side hop, and that turns the camera and activates the second rock cutscene.
Very precise.
And he's going to do another side hop, and it barely makes it.
Yep.
And that's how you enter that cave.
Alright. We now have entrance 4.
So you still have to exit the cave. And luckily, there's this goddess cube here. So hit the goddess cube, and then another lava hop, and again, barely make it back.
Yeah, it is. So precise, which is why the normal any percent does not do this.
Oh, excuse me, I might have been
Absolutely.
wrong. It's entrance 5, my bad.
Yes, entrance fine.
And
So
we
yeah,
need to look for another trick.
Oh, yeah, this is a fun one.
Yup.
Yeah, you
Always
guys like
need
to
that.
go wee? Wee!
Oh, nice.
Yes. So the reason we do this is we have to go to a specific room, which is with this statue. So we have to save here. We don't not only need the entrance, we also need the room, and that's why we had to wee over the map real quick to get to the statue.
So yeah, that
now-
double
You would.
so that double lava hop is the thing that I discovered that made this route possible, basically.
So impressive. that you put to the time and the skill
Yeah.
to make this.
It took
I
a
could
lot
not.
of thinking and trying.
Yes, we have to thank Mini for that. So this route actually is possible. Beforehand, for a while it was deemed basically impossible.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna do another cutscene wrong warp, which is going to look exactly the same as before, but this time we have saved at a different entrance, meaning we'll get a different cutscene that we're gonna skip. This cutscene is one that plays when you open the Gate of Time, and it just happens to, after this cutscene, you load into Hylia Temple, so you go into the past without opening the Gate of Time. It just loads us into the stage, and that's very nice. So again, we got the file 3, which has all the stuff that can get us to Farron, and then we get into the past. And I guess one thing I should mention is when we do this trick, there's one more little thing we do that probably no one noticed because everything happened so fast at that point, is we also open the file select screen, which allows us to get the information from file 3, as we did with the early file dupe, and put that onto the file we started, which will be file 1. So, as last time, going to move in with file 1 into this fade out and start at the exact right time, so we overwrite what entrance is gonna get loaded. So to load this cutscene, and we're gonna open the file select screen and then skip the cutscene. And now we have the information of file 3 into the past.
Yep, so thanks to the previous cutscene wrong warp that we did, the Horde door is open, and we're at the end of the game. With nothing but 3 hearts and the Goddess Sword.
Yep. And we lost a tunic, because file 3 never had a tunic.
Yep. I haven't watched this part yet. I'm very excited.
Yeah, so trying to do the Horde with the Goddess Sword RTA is awful.
Yep.
Don't do it, but this is TAS, so we can do it.
Thankfully, the Skyward Strikes does Master Sword damage in hero mode, so we can just use that, for at least for the Bokoblins.
Yeah. Problem is with RTA, like, they often block your sword attack, because you don't have the Master Sword that goes through their cover. So they can just block your Skyward Strike completely if you happen to have your hilt nearby, your sword hilt. Block it.
And then right here we got the Horde skip trick. This is why we healed back up to 3 hearts, because we had to tank the damage here.
Alright, this part sucks. We've got a sword.
Oh, don't die.
Yeah, we actually want to try to fight both at the same time. And also avoiding the Bokoblin attacks.
And also stamina management.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might look like visually Link should not have any stamina, but that's actually a glitch that was triggered by the cutscene. Also, nice break sliding around these arrows. Which is just colloquially referred to as watermelon glitch. It's purely visual. Link does actually still have stamina.
Right. Only 1 heart. OKS, don't die.
Is Billy gonna win today?
Yes. He's trying.
Unfortunately,
And
I wasn't able to get all of them with 2 strikes, but there was only 1 remaining, so this is okay.
Hey, it's Billy. He always gets away.
can take out Billy personally.
Yeah. Optimization there, hanging off the platform. think it wakes up a little bit quicker.
I've never seen that. Yeah, no G3 escape, just regular fight. in this.
We're actually here.
Also, the smoke effect from the sealed grounds at the beginning of the game is still here, because we never struck the spike.
Yep. We also never went to Lineru. I don't know what Lineru is, but we never went there. So there, Knight done with the Skyward Strike. He can stun Girahim to continuously attack him. And he won't jump out of it as quick.
Normally, in like normal playthrough, you do 4 times more damage with the Master Sword. So it takes it's way shorter.
Yeah, so the last phase here is going to take 8 separate hits, whereas normally the fight with True Master Sword only takes 2.
Yeah, even though he's stunned forever, he will not get hit by a Skyward Strike. So we have to use our normal heal.
Thankfully, we can do the same trick as with Gluren 1, where we cancel a slash with a spin attack to land very quick hits.
That's really cool.
And also, Link is just like invincible during backflips.
Yeah. And now it's just off to Demise.
Yep.
Yeah, so Demise as a fight is not a whole lot different with just the Goddess Sword. The only difference, because Demise is hit-based, you still just do the same number of hits, but the Goddess Sword is just a little smaller, so you have to get slightly closer to him for the hit to actually land.
There is actually a trick that's only possible with the Master Sword during the second phase, and it's only done basically in IL runs, not in archery runs. But since we have the Goddess Sword, we cannot do it.
Making his charge as short as possible. Or just jumping into him like true hero we are. And then...
Time.
GG.
GG. With a final
Very
time
cool.
of 47:26.
Go. Holy.
Yeah, and then because this is TAS, we skip all the end credits cutscenes.
Yep. To make sure everything is correct. Very, very cool. Crazy. Never think the game would this fast.
Yeah, 47 minutes is absolutely bonkers for Skyward Sword any percent.
Yeah. Again, thank Mini for trying to get this lava hub to work with all the input I was throwing at him because I was too bad to do it myself. And obviously Darmabi for pulling through with the TAS things for Wii. Very, very nice. And it kind of culminated to this beautiful pass that we saw.
Yep, and that's the end of the video file. We are back at the title screen.
Nice.
Always have been, or something like that, I don't know.
We went back in time.
But yeah, congratulations, Darmabi, on the first completed any percent task for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. And thank you for allowing me to showcase it on my channel for everybody.
And thank you for showcasing it on your channel.
But yeah, for anyone interested, this will be up on my YouTube channel, hopefully at some point later today. Darmabi has the uncommentated version up on his channel. If you guys want to go watch that, I think it might still be unlisted, but I'm sure you can make it
Yeah,
public.
I'll make it public.
Show him
But
some
yeah.
love.
You can go, Pepper.
It's fine.
Oh, okay.
The thing, like, show some love to the Darmabi's video also, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess I'll thank Azer for being smart and helping me with the route. And
He also helped me with the some special tricks during the TAS.
yeah, he just has an eye for that. Pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah. Big
Yeah,
shoutouts.
thanks for finding cutscene wrong one.
Shoutouts to
Hey.
Papreticus for finding cutscene wrong one.
Jim, thanks for finding RBM.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
That made it all possible.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure if I will submit this to TAS video. I'll see.
Yeah, I mean, after doing this one, do you have any future task plans that you're thinking of, Darmabi, or was this enough for you?
So far I'm just taking a break. Maybe I will come back for other tasks.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, tasking is very time-consuming and a lot of hard work, so once again, thank you for your effort in showcasing just how fast it is to beat, or just how quickly you can go through and beat Skyward Sword. And does anyone have any final thoughts before we head out?
It looked really cool. I really like all the
Yeah.
place lighting.
Yeah.
I mean, and write into the comments what was your favorite moment about the task.
Yeah, that was awesome. Great job.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Darmabi, for the TAS. Thank you, Mini Mini and Pepper, for the wonderful commentary, so that we could let the viewers know all of the complicated stuff that was going on. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you to everyone who made this task possible. And we will see you guys all later. Don't think we currently have any more task showcases planned for the near future, but we'll see if anything like this gets to happen again soon. So, see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Also, I did not create a post stream scene, so you're getting the pre-stream scene. Have fun.